Love the way he clapped that thing. Yo, welcome to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It is your co-host, Mr. Brown, Broken Guapo, 10 toes down, big head up, and I'm just here, and I don't give a fuck.
Ow. It's your boy Spence, King Aquarius, Mr. 20% Wealth Strategist, here at the lovely Creative Campus, powered by Court Vision. Sorry, I should give him a round of applause. And we have the lovely Gracelyn Hutchins.
Hi.
Brand new esthetician.
Can we call you Grace for short?
Yeah, definitely call me Grace.
Don't call her Amber.
What's your middle name? I'm joking.
I was like, why do we need to put my whole government out there?
Yes.
I was like, we don't need to do that.
That's good. So the owner of Neux.
Yep, New Body.
Just opened here in Hartford.
Body, yada, 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 yada. Sorry.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, can you make a commercial of me just going body, yada, yada, yada?
But you got to do the Meg dance. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all don't want to see me do the Meg dance.
I need everybody doing the Meg dance.
Yes.
Shit, well, what you do, they gonna be doing the Meg dance. My bad. We get sidetracked here on the How'd I Get Here podcast.
Facts. So, new place, new salon open right across the street from Parkville Market. So, when you get yourself a little snack across the street, go wander over, get your...
and become a snack.
There you go.
I mean,
get
I like
waxed
that.
from head to toe, baby.
There you go.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get here? How'd you become a brand new business owner? And welcome.
Thank you. Thank you both for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course. So I have been an esthetician since 2017, licensed esthetician at that. I recently have been focusing my passion on waxing and just honestly skincare for since 2019. As of the summer of July, I recently separated from my company and decided to just go into the entrepreneurship dive. I thank you.
Good riddance.
Yes, I'm all set. I am done just like following other people's standards when they can't even hold up their end of the bargain. So I'd rather just set the standard for myself. And at the end of the day, it's me creating my own business for my own future, my own generation, me. It's doing it for me.
She said, be the change you want to be. You want to see.
Exactly. Listen.
That's so funny because like our slogan at my school is be the change.
For real?
Yeah. Wow. And like anytime I yell at a kid after they leave my office, I'm like, be the change. Like, fuck you, mister. I'm like, see, you're not changing. Dumbass.
Oh,
jeez.
Don't fire me.
These poor kids.
Yep.
Well, dope. Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Thank you for coming.
I'm very happy to be here. So
We're happy to have you. So, as we know, we start every podcast off with a question of the day. So, today's question of the day is, what song do you want playing at your wedding?
Wow. As like your first dance, as...
I feel like there's like that song, you know, like...
So,
you've been planning this for a while?
Nah.
Okay.
So, at my cousin's wedding, right? And long story short, he was dating his baby mama, right? And then like moved to go to school and then met who is now his wife at school, like years ago.
Wait, hold on.
did I just follow that correctly?
Yeah, were they still dating when he moved?
Well, he kind of was like, hey, I'm going to school in Florida. You're in Connecticut. So like, I'm breaking up with you type thing. And I'm sure he broke up with her after he left. Or whatever, and she wasn't the baby mama at the time. She was just boyfriend, girlfriend.
There's a lot.
Yeah, start the story over.
So he moved, came back, knocked her up, and then went back to school?
Yes.
I can't wait to see how this connects to a wedding song.
Yeah.
Well, so
keep going.
he had girlfriend, right? Moved.
Me girlfriend.
Met girlfriend, came back, broke up with girlfriend, knocked girlfriend up, went back, got married to girlfriend, right?
To new girlfriend.
So now they're married, have a kid, another kid, right? Wow, I am putting a lot of fucking business
animosity.
out there.
I can feel it. Like,
so the first girlfriend clearly does not like the wife. For at the wedding, right? To tie this all back together, what song was like the hit of the wedding? All I Do Is Win came on at the wedding, right? And it was like, all I do is win. hands go up. My dumb drunk ass was like, Brandy won. And everybody was like, yeah. So by the end of the song, everybody was like screaming, Brandy won. And I don't know if everybody knew or if that was inappropriate, but they both liked it. So
See, that's why that's what Jacob brings to every table. Into every
inappropriate.
I don't know if it was inappropriate, but I'm sure it got the people going. So with all that being said,
Okay.
I'm gonna now answer.
okay.
I think the one song that I need at my wedding is the Fat Man Scoop. Is it the Mary J. Blige that mix? The I never knew there was.
But that's gonna be the slow dance song.
No. You said what's the song that's gonna get the people going?
No. Like when you think of your wedding song, I think it's like
your
Like,
wedding.
are you thinking like the first dance type song?
Yeah. Did I not ask that? And he just said no. The one that gets the people going.
Listen, I think you were just getting going on your own story, and you got excited.
My bad.
So you got.
I get excited.
oh, someone who brings balance.
I get excited.
I love it here.
Sorry, I got excited. Can that still be my answer?
Yeah.
Because then it's just gonna be funny. Because in the part where it goes, "Who fucking tonight? I'm to be
wildin'.
there, and I'm going sick because I'm like, this is my wife now. Father-in-law, you ain't got shit to say.
So, now I have two answers. now I have two answers, but okay.
Okay, so, damn, first dance song. Part of me is like, I don't want to go for like I don't want to say basic like Ed Sheeran, no disrespect if that is anybody's.
No.
Ed Sheeran.
I love the Ginger Midget.
Darling,
I love him. Yes, I love him.
Be loving
No, actually, I take that back. I would do John Legend. I love him.
Ooh, which one?
Honestly, I can't do All of Me because that's my parents. That's cute. I love them. I would probably go back all the way from like the early before he was even married. I can't even think of the songs.
What, Ordinary People?
Yeah, I would honestly, yeah, Ordinary People. I would probably go for that. That's a good one.
Ordinary People.
Yep.
So
That's on the spot though. So
If
I
you
never
let me-
really thought about it.
If you let me pay you, I'll sing at your wedding.
if you let me pay you,
Because I know I said if you pay me, she'd have been like, yo, get this nigga out of my face.
You know what? I do need some entertainment, so I might have to hold you up on that
Bro,
offer.
I low key
if
one of
you
my
invite me, that's my +1.
one of my life goals is to be the what was it
The wedding singer?
Officiator?
the officiator. That is like one of my.
It's not hard.
No, it's not. You
Yes.
just got to find somebody dumb enough to let me do it.
No, you just
Not
have to
facts.
pass a course. You
No.
get a certificate.
I-
Yeah, but
no.
who of his friends would let them marry him or marry them?
Right.
You'd be
Thank you.
surprised.
My friends are heathens. They're not getting married in churches.
Yeah, right. Oh, we in the backyard with it. Bet we go to the venue afterwards. So now that he brought up the entertainment fact, because I feel like I'm gonna have Ash is definitely gonna be there with a lot of her friends. So like, Shake That Monkey gotta play.
What is that?
Sing Kim Rose national anthem.
Is the what?
Yeah. So that's got to play. But I was thinking, I don't think I'm equipped to answer.
I can't wait.
Because my drunk ass gonna come in the middle of this shit like, hey, They go, ew, get this nigga out of here.
Not the feet up. I don't think I'm equipped to answer this because I feel like my partner or my wife is gonna have to do it. But the first song that comes to mind is Genuine. Differences.
Okay.
That's the. I've been to a lot of weddings and that's like the song.
I could low key see Spencer pulling up to. Is there any more room in those jeans? That is what. Nigga, I'm in a dress.
Yeah, I'm about to say if my wife's in jeans, I'll
Yo,
quote me
those
on
chicken
this.
tenders saved me. I am energized. I'm here to give y'all some great content. Funny story. I was at Nature's Classroom on Monday, and there was this school from Colebrook, Connecticut. If anybody can point to Colebrook, Connecticut on a map, I will personally cash app you $10.
It's probably the bottom left corner.
It's not,
Oh,
but
damn.
good
It's probably
try.
close to Massachusetts.
So right,
Nature's Classroom.
they're in. So there's a bunch of just white kids who have probably never seen colored people before, right? So
Especially from your school.
right, especially from my school. So these kids are playing basketball. They're playing 4-on-4 basketball, and we go, "Wow, Jacob's really like the student's name is Jacob, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Wow, he's really like going hard. He doesn't want to lose." And then one of the little white people goes, and he got on black Air Forces. And I was like, hey, yo.
I'm glad.
Times are changing.
Yo, I was like, what you know about that?
Bruh, this is like a side note. One of my biggest pet peeves, I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, is college white women with choked up white Air Forces. It like drives me nuts. I used to work at the club. And it's just like, one, those don't look comfortable on your feet, and two, why are they like, I feel
and
like
three, is there blood getting to your toes? Because
I feel like they buy them dirty. Like have you ever seen a girl in college with clean ups?
Go ahead, sister.
Actually, the foreign white girls.
The foreign white girls?
The foreign white girls. Listen, I love, and shout out to my girl. I had this one girl, Albanian, came in with her brand new Benz all the time, brand new bag, cleanest ones I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna lie, her shits are a little bit cleaner.
Were they tied though?
No, they weren't choking.
Let's go.
No, literally, like at the end of the day, I look at her. She was from South Windsor.
Appropriation done right.
I was like, how's she doing better than me? I was like, damn.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
today on the How'd I Get Here podcast, we're going to talk about success, beauty, and all that good shit. I should do a whole episode talking like this.
That'd be really uncomfortable.
It would. But we are going to talk about what success looks like. We're going to define success, all that cute shit. And I thought a great place to start today's conversation is, we all know, shout out to the LSU Tigers, women's basketball.
Yeah,
just won the women's national championship, first championship at LSU for any sport, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, for real?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And if I am mistaken, fuck it, they on top right now, except for my Huskies. But we ain't gonna go there, because right now we're talking about LSU, talking about Angel Reese.
You know, there's a lot of people from Connecticut who aren't Huskies fans. Like, what other sports do we have to like root for?
That's we ain't gonna go there. So for those of you that don't know, there was this white girl that plays for Iowa, Caitlin Clark. She had an amazing season. She's
Beast.
a baller. It is what it is. And throughout the NCAA tournament, she was making the John Cena gesture, going, "You can't see me." And in the semifinal match, I forgot who they were playing. There was a girl that was like at the 3-point line, and Caitlin, like, instead of going out and defending her, literally waved her off like, "I'm not worried about you," right? Meanwhile, on the other side of the token was Angel Reese, right? By the way, Angel Reese, come on the show. We love to have you, right? She, black young lady from the DMV area, so was perceived, and these are not my words because I do not see her this way, as
classless.
Well, later on classless, but throughout the year they were saying she's ghetto, a thug, all these things, probably because her skin tone and the way she carries herself. Right? So in the championship game, we now have Caitlin Clark, white girl, who's people have been supporting off of her success, and Angel Reese, right, who has not been getting as much love from everybody, probably because of the way she is perceived, I'm gonna say. Right? Championship game, Angel comes, they're giving it to Iowa. Angel Reese gives one of these, "You can't see me." She goes to Caitlin Clark's face, "Give me this ring," right? Now she's classless. Now has these negative connotations tied on to her, when just literally 2 days before, little old white girl was doing it and it was applauded, right? So let's start the success conversation around that. Was she wrong for, I worked hard, I could talk my shit now, or should she have been humble? Let's talk about success, because she worked hard. She set the NCAA record for 34 double doubles in a season. That's crazy. And she's only a sophomore.
She's 20 years old.
Right. So it's not like, and I know I just rambled off a lot of shit at y'all, but I just wanted the facts to be out there to see, like, yo, this young woman busted her ass. And again, she's only a sophomore. So it's not like the NBA where, if you're a sophomore, you can go to the boys' side of the game, where sophomore, you're going to the NBA the next year. If you have a year like her. Most women do their 4 years.
I was gonna say, is there a WNBA clause for that?
Nah, I just feel like because of like how the game is developed and how the and I don't know, but they're still developing their bodies and skill sets. Most of the time, I actually don't know if there's ever been a woman that didn't do their 4. Brittany Griner, Maya Moore, Stewie, they all did their 4 years.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So let's start the conversation of success around that. And I'm sure y'all already know how I feel about the situation.
So, honestly, I feel like she should definitely talk her shit. She worked really, really hard. At the end of the day, she can't even legally drink, and she's doing more shit that most of these people that are grown adults can't even fathom doing themselves. And the fact that, like you said, she's going to have to still finish 2 more years of college after that, let her talk her shit.
Word.
It's like, she's been doing it.
That part. Also, I agree. Talk your shit, because she's just passionate. She's extremely passionate about the game. And men, I mean, we talk shit for way less. So, like, in all competitive scenarios, we talk the most shit. And as you were saying that women have to potentially do the 4 years before they go to the WNBA, fun fact, Black women are the most educated demographic in the U.S.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's, go ahead.
No,
I mean, they have to work twice as hard as anyone else.
facts.
And maybe 10 times if you really want to, you know?
Most educated, still close to lowest paid.
Insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. So with all that being said, hell yeah, like, you worked hard, brother. When you just hear that team talk about each other, you could tell there's nothing but love in that locker room.
Right.
Like, straight love. A lot of times they were hyping each other up. They're like, yeah, no, I did my thing, but yo, shorty over here, I think her name is Lajay. So, bro, she's a freshman getting busy. So yeah, honestly, you worked hard, talk your shit. And if you passionate, like, trust me, on the football field, I'm one of the worst people to be around, like, if I'm doing well. So I get it.
I mean, you bring up 2 terms that I think are big when talking about success is passion. And you said, what was that? You said something else. Passion and start with passion. That's the other word. That's how quick my mind just disappears. But when you're talking about passion, right? Like, you get going. I mean, you guys know how I am when it comes to soccer, the podcast, how I could just go, right? When does passion maybe get in the way of success or become an obstacle, or is that just like a good motivator or incentive?
Passion?
Or can it get in the way?
I don't see passion getting in the way unless because if you're passionate about anything, I feel like you're willing to put in the work and do your due diligence to get to where you want to go. What's the saying? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So it's like, if you're passionate, like, you're gonna be working hard. Honestly, I mean, this is a question for you, because you are starting a business literally from scratch, bro. Like, not to put all your business out there, but like, she literally just started her own business. She literally just got her own place, and it's like she just dove head first into it. So, like, there has to be some passion and some strategy behind that.
So one thing I will say is that I feel like passion and success kind of go hand in hand. And for me, I've always been very, very passionate about, I don't know, just making people feel good, making people feel happy, and just, I'm passionate about the industry that I decided to take a dive into, which would be beauty, waxing, anything along those lines. I definitely want to dive into. So that's my passion, and just making people feel good is the drive to make me successful. And even then, still to this day, there's days where I'm like, am I even successful? But you might have somebody who might see me as a different perspective, and you know, but very much, I feel like just passion, kind of just fuel, is the gas that can get you where you need to be to get successful.
And I think we also should define success. So Webster's dictionary definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. In the example they give, which is interesting, there is a thin line between success and failure.
Can you say that definition again?
The accomplishment of an aim or purpose.
So I think purpose is the important word there. Because you said a goal, a aim, or a purpose?
The accomplishment of an aim or a purpose.
Right.
So basically, like whatever you set out to do, once you get there, you're successful.
So this is how I'm chalking it up, right? Like, look at me, for example, right? Soccer career, right?
Mm-hmm.
I accomplished a lot. I may not have gotten to where I wanted to be in terms of like that big lucrative contract, right? But I've lived across the seas, I've traveled, I've played in X amount of games, blah, 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 whatever, right? But I never got that big contract. Does that mean I wasn't a success? Or in doing all that, I learned my purpose and everything was purposeful, so therefore I was a success. Ooh. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say purpose is that the key word there.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, so I think that is actually very important because as we've learned, and we probably know, like I shoot big. So even when like us planning our live podcast, May 11th, it's a Thursday. It's gonna be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 635 Warehouse in West Hartford. But so I aim big because I feel like if I want to do anything, I want to do something that's gonna be like monumental, like huge. I always shoot for the stars, land on the moon. That's been like my steez for a while now. So with that being said, like you also have to remember the purpose of the live event, right? The purpose of the live event is to get a bunch of like-minded individuals together in a room to one, meet each other, network, have a dope conversation that can be interactive and also formulate a community. So as long as that purpose is at the forefront of what we're looking to accomplish, then it's a success regardless, no matter who shows up, right? Because what's for us is gonna be there. So yeah, I think that's huge, and your soccer example is on point because yeah, you might have had an aim, but I think you found your purpose and like, yeah, you know what? That's not really, maybe that's not for you,
right?
But what I've learned is that this is,
and that's what. When I decided to stop playing, I had to accept that maybe I didn't land on that aim, but I found my purpose. You know what I mean? So that doesn't mean I failed. Because a lot of the time, like, I sit there and I think, like, damn, did I give up too soon? Damn, did I quit? You know what I mean? And those thoughts start to come because then it's like, well, shit, now I'm a failure. You get what I'm saying? And maybe that's a next question is, if you didn't succeed, does that mean you're a failure? But we'll get there. So my mentality is, damn, I didn't do X, Y, Z. I never got that big contract. Does that mean I didn't succeed? It's like, no. Look at everything else you got off of chasing a ball. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of people forget that part of the journey is to realize what brought you there to get you where you are today. Right.
And it's like you focus so much on the end destination, and I tell people all the time, as cliche as it sounds, the journey is more important. Because like sometimes I look back on my times like in England and Spain, Croatia, wherever I was, right? And it's like there's certain things that I don't remember, and it's like, yeah, maybe I was present, living, like having a great time, but it's like I wish I would have slowed down and really enjoyed those days and not focus so much on the end goal.
I feel that.
So, but Grace, how about you for your business? What does, because you're just starting, right?
Yes.
And I know Spencer like gets in my head. It's funny. Well, I almost said he gets in my ass about not having plans, but then it would have been funny because we were talking about the asses earlier. I'm sorry.
No, shout out to it's the nature of my business.
Shout out to New Body. You can get your booty hole bleached.
For context.
For context. Always.
Yes. Yeah. What does success look like for you? And I mean, a year or 5 months, a year, 3 years.
And talk your shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So honestly speaking, I gotta, like what I just said, I gotta remind myself every day. I gotta remind myself that every day, because I remember that this time last year I had like this cute little journal, and I was visiting my dad down in Florida, and I was just wrote down everything that I wanted to accomplish by this time. It was like a list of, okay, I'm going to learn 2 new services. I'm going to do this. I'm going to see what type of steps it's going to take to possibly get my LLC. How much would it cost for me to invest into another schooling, whether it be, say, cosmetology, permanent makeup, something else? Like, what would it take for me to get to be the self-made business owner, whatever you want to call it? I don't know, whatever I want it to be, what is it going to take? So I pretty much made that list in execution. Like I said, I separated in the summer, and I just took my ground action running. I did all my research. I did everything from, honestly, I think the hardest part of this journey was sitting down and realizing that I need help. I need help, and I can't do everything by myself.
That's a bar. I think all entrepreneurs go through that.
Like, legit, that was, oh my god. And then even then, still to this day, there are still a lot of days where I know I need help, and finally being able to realize my personal strengths and weaknesses. Like, I'm not a numbers person. Spencer.
Shameless plug.
Literally. But so I'm not a numbers person, so I have help for that. Then I also need help with accountability, so I had to have somebody help me with that. And when I also had the help for accountability, she was helping me in the sense of making sure that I will be registered through like the state of Connecticut, doing all this, getting an EIN, getting everything, and just making sure that I was held accountable. And now that I sit here today, I made my own personal bucket list at the beginning of the year of, all right, here's what I want to do, and here's what I think successful people do, or here's what I deem as, I think that's a pretty successful thing that, I don't know, whatever it may be. Here's my list. So say I thought it would be successful to be on a podcast.
gang.
Manifestation. But literally, to be here, that's on my list. I was able to speak at my old high school. That was on my list. That was
dope.
That was a flex. That felt amazing. And even then, going back and seeing all my teachers, and I didn't realize how much I changed. My old one of my teachers had a picture of me, and I was like, ooh, that's me. Yikes. But at the end of the day, it was so beautiful to have, like, those people honestly helped shape me to be the woman I am today, the business owner. Without, like, say, for example, and I always thank them, my human rights teachers, I honestly started looking into the rights of my own self, what I need to do as, like, say, a worker and all these things. And that's when I realized I'm better off being my own boss compared to just sacrificing,
Facts.
So at the end of the day, there are still more things on that list that I would like to put a cute little star and a highlight pink mark. But for sure, compared to this time last year, I am so much more successful today than I don't even know.
I mean, it's dope because, like, in hearing you speak, it's like defining success is the ability to look back and just see how far you've come. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if I'm no longer where I was, then I'm able to say, like, nah, I'm doing something right. You know?
Slow progress is definitely better than no progress. You said something that is very important. I actually want our listeners to, like, spin the block and pay attention to it. Accountability. So having an accountability partner. For me, because for the longest time, I've always found myself to be self-motivated, self-sufficient. How important and how awkward has having an accountability partner been for you?
Oh my God. I don't want to be like, it's embarrassing. But literally, it's embarrassing sometimes.
Because when you show up and you didn't do it, you're just like, fuck.
I gotta look you in the face.
No, literally, I always feel like that Homer Simpson meme, just going into the hedge again. Like, nope, you don't see me. Nope. Honestly, it's like a blessing and a curse for that exact reason. Blessing, because at the end of the day, they kind of remind me, shake me, and it's like, nope, this is your end goal. This is what you want to do. Don't forget it. It's okay if I don't know, you ruined your favorite pair of shoes or you lost your favorite glasses. I don't care. You stained your shirt. It's okay. But remember that your goal is to be your own business owner and don't let the little things shake you up. So blessing in that standpoint. But at the same time, like you said, negative, because if I don't do it, it's very embarrassing to kind of like have that talk about, all right, so why didn't you do it? How are we going to fix this now? It's like, ooh.
I just think of Kobe, and I'm a Kobe Bryant,
bro.
like,
every week, I realize how big of a Kobe fan you are. You reference Kobe
all the time.
Yeah,
bro. Mamba mentality. It's all over my office. It's on the background of my screen because he has this clip from 1 year. He's like, I made a contract with myself. Regardless how I'm feeling, this is what I'm doing this summer. Which is impactful because when you set out to do something, there's gonna be days that you don't want to go. Like going to the gym, for example.
Commitment is what you do long after the feelings you had when you initially made that comment or whatever that saying is. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because like it sounds good when you feel like I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to start my own business, and then you start getting to the weeds like, yo, this shit is this shit is kind of ghetto. But again, being passionate and having that vision of like the end goal. But I think, actually having that contract that you make with yourself and having someone hold you accountable, like, yo, listen, this is what I said I'm gonna do. There's gonna be days I'm not gonna want to do it, but I need you to make sure that I don't be a little punk and like cop out. So no, that's important. That was dope. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, thank you.
Were you about that?
No, you're good. My bad.
Are you guys, speaking of success, are you guys afraid of failure?
Terrified.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I don't fail, how else am I supposed to learn?
See, that sounds good, right? Like,
but when I say fail, I'm at the end of the day, I think of like the minor failures, and then just like a small little hiccup. But I don't know, the big failures, then you probably just take time to reevaluate and then execute again. Now that you have a better, viewpoint. That's how I see it.
It's twofold, right? Because failing is like, okay, like Spencer always says, fail forward. What did I learn, right? But it also gives you an opportunity to pivot. You get what I'm saying? So maybe I just got to look at it a different way. Mm-hmm. Like Grace was saying, maybe I need to come at it from this direction, from the bottom instead of the top. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're learning, you might not necessarily be failing, but as long as you have another chance, you still have another chance of success. Now, if you quit, that's another conversation. You get what I'm saying? If you stop, there's no chance at success. Just because you fail doesn't mean you got to stop.
That's a fact. I have a crippling fear of failure. Like, well, y'all know the other fears. That's nuts.
Oh, God.
So clowns.
Aren't you happy you came?
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy. For having me again.
Because I analyze everything. I don't know if it's too much, but I mean, Jacob's even said to like guests on the podcast, like, yo, he knows what he's gonna do in 2 weeks and like how he's gonna go about it. So I do, like I say, you need to fail forward and fail fast. Cause that shit sound good, and like he's like,
I don't mean that shit.
I do, but it's like at the same time, like I absolutely hate failure, and like I said this before, like I have to have wins because my industry, my life is like festooned with failure. But it's like I have to bring that on, but I also need my wins, or I will lose my mind. Like if I could, like if I didn't work for myself and I didn't have to provide for myself, there's definitely days I'd be like, bruh, I'm not doing shit. Like I'm about to just lay in bed. What I say? Take some LSD, just like tweak. Not actually. We don't condone the use of drugs on How'd I Get Podcast.
I'm looking at all the kids.
Yeah,
giving them grandma's finger.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's something I learn every day because I hate it. It's not a comfortable feeling. I know it's necessary.
Right.
But having to remind myself what my purpose and like what I'm passionate about every day helps, and gratitude. But bruh, like I don't know, just like imagine failing every day.
Well, nah, if
you're failing every day, then change something.
Nigga, change what you doing. Like,
but you, so you got to think, right? In my industry, I have to go out and find business. I'm not gonna get 100% of my business, so it's like I'm literally approaching failure every day, and it's just like that's a no. The yeses feel great, but like there's a lot of no's. It's a lot of no's.
Yo, give my man some business. He sound like he done took a couple L's this week and it's only Tuesday.
But listen, doesn't that make your yeses feel so much more meaningful?
Oh yeah, I be doing push-ups in my office. Like, yes, I did that. God did.
Slow one.
But yeah, no, it's but I mean, y'all, you are going to dive into entrepreneurship like fully, but like you get it. Like I'm sure there's people that you talk to who are like, oh yeah, I'll book a meeting with you. Yeah, I'll book a consultation. Yeah, I definitely want my booty hole bleached. Like,
my favorite thing is like posting up everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything. This is what I offer, and they're like, okay, XYZ, how can I do this? And I'm like, well, here's my link. Just crickets.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, I will see you when I see you, and and that's honestly what I say. Listen, if you ever need somebody, at least you know I exist. But when that time comes, I'll see you. So let's be honest, especially I offer painful services. Nobody wants to see me right away.
Even in the booty hole?
That's I don't want to be like, that's the easy part, but let's be honest.
Quick, all right. So quick, you offer painful services. So like
air quote.
All right. So like, what are the top 3 most painful services you offer?
Personally, for me, I hate my legs.
Like waxing?
I hate waxing my legs. That is, I don't want to be like, that's terrible. Legs, upper lip. Yeah.
I can only imagine. You see this stubble? Like, bro, that would hurt.
And then honestly, for anybody, any type of intimate service, like the bikini I don't want to say just your full blown Brazilian, but that's just a painful service. For the people that say it's not painful, give them a hug. Give them a hug. They're going through something. That's all I'm gonna say. Just
they're going through something.
They're going through something. Literally, the people that don't flinch on my table, I look at them and I'm like, so you must have a high pain tolerance. And they're like, is this supposed to hurt? And I'm like, oh, must be nice.
So, so I guess the people that you do offer your services to, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'll see you when I see you type of thing. Do you take that as a failure, or you take that as I see you when I see you?
I take that as I see you when I see you, because at the end of the day, I have people in my industry that they may not say rebook as frequently as, let's use some basic names, Amber. Sorry for the Ambers. But so say Amber can come every single week, but at the end of the day, Amber always, she doesn't tip. I
gotta tip you to clean my booty hole?
It would be preferred if I have to look at your butt strip.
But you chose that life.
I did choose this life, but at the same time, think about it. Would you like? Come on, man.
Do people know that they need to tip their booty checkers?
I think this.
I would hope so.
I think like if I ever got my feet done,
huh?
Do you tip your barber?
That nigga price went up. He getting what he getting.
Damn, cheap.
Okay, so I don't want him as a client. Bro, I don't want him as a client.
My haircut. Hold on. My haircut before COVID was $20, right? And then he got tipped. My haircut is now $35. So we're talking about a $15 increase. Bro, that tip is somewhere in between all them $15.
You know, inflation has gone up 8.95%.
Well, if he showed up more than 2 days a week, the inflation wouldn't matter. I'm sorry.
This man. So if anything, we'll use Jacob as a perfect guy, because that just made me so. I feel whoever your barber is, I will tip. Yeah, I was gonna say,
tip my barber.
Somebody send that barber some money right now. What's his cash app?
Like
I tip my barber.
I think for certain services, yeah, like if my tattoo artist, I'm gonna tip. If I ever got my feet done, because I know,
yeah,
I don't have athlete's foot, but I got athlete's feet. So yeah, like them things is thinking like whoever do it, I'll probably double it. Like so.
Oh my goodness!
Like that's how much the service costs here. You deserve.
Thank you. Yeah. See, so I love clients like Spencer. That's a 5-star client, but at the same time, Jacob could be a 5-star client. Whatever.
But he'll probably come more often than I do.
Yes, but also at the same time, he could be the one. But oh my God! Stop! I hate it here. It just went straight over.
It
my
was
head.
too easy. I was like, don't do it.
No.
There it goes.
I hate it here. But so say for example, Jacob might be the person that buys product. He might be referring all his friends to me. He might be doing that type of stuff. So even though he doesn't tip, he still is a person of revenue. So even though the negatives,
he's gonna lead with, yo, listen, it was 20, it's 35 now, but he alright.
He's like, so you went up on your prices, therefore that tax is your tip. I hope you enjoy your day. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, at the end of the day in my industry, when I see you I don't mean anything negative by it. It's really, truly when I see you. And at the end of the day, if I do, I'm happy. And if not, I will see you eventually. Because at the end of the day, I'm a 5-star waxer for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And that thing is going to grow back. So we're going to get back to success, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about this. Do people tip more on the more awkward services?
I would,
in my head, that would go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like if I need like something intimate done.
Definitely for my Brazilians, I get higher tips than I would for my eyebrows. So that, at the end of the day, that just kind of makes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Think about, like I said, I'm literally looking at somebody's butt strip. I hope I get more than what I.
We're gonna have to have tip. A service episode.
I'll explain my
tip etiquette. Pause.
Tip.
Just the tip.
Gratitude etiquette, if anything. But
it's so interesting though, and not to get off on a tangent, but like, I really think the only country that actually regularly tips is the United States.
Yeah.
Really?
And when I lived overseas,
even at like bars and shit,
when I lived overseas, they say, why should I tip you for doing your job? That's legit.
Are they paid the same though? Like,
yes.
Wait. So like bartenders over there are still paid. Okay. If they get paid like a regular human,
it's the same. It's the same idea because yes, the pound is stronger than the dollar, so it may seem as if they're getting more. Like speaking in the UK, but bartenders are bartenders. You get what I'm saying? So there's still like on what would be a bartender's wage here. Now obviously they're making more because the pound is stronger, but it's still cost of living is still higher. This is still
so you mean
right? It's not like they're.
So my thing is like a bartender here is like, I think it's higher now, but like at one point it was like $7 an hour. So you mean to say like a bartender over there still gets paid that equivalent just in the pound? That's nuts. Why would you be a bartender? For the stupid Americans that come and tip.
But bro, when I first moved over there, I was actually tipping, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Like they used to love me, and it was just like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?"
Shoot, I was like, $1.
"Wait,
pull up,
facts, bro." Oh, I'm gonna just leave a pound. Wait, y'all don't tip? Oh,
did you stop?
100%. 100%.
Look how much money I have.
100. By the end of the night, that's like 3 extra drinks.
Wow.
100%. Especially because, bro, they look at you like you're stupid.
An American bartender would never.
But neither here nor there. So success, right? And it's funny because now we're like comparing what they do over there to what we do over here. Where does comparison come into play when you guys are thinking about success? Because a lot of the times, like in regards to social media, you might see like, oh, damn, why this person got this, but I don't got that, or things like that, and you find yourself comparing. So where does comparison come into play when defining or obtaining success?
Well, I always think of my boy Teddy Roosevelt, whose quote says, "Comparison is the thief of joy," because it's like, and I'm just gonna go back to the Mamba, Kobe. So it's like, imagine being in the NBA. What's the percentage of people who actually go to the NBA? Like 5%? Yeah, right. So 5% of people, like, you are one of the top 5% who go to the NBA. You play the game that you love for work. Imagine comparing yourself to Kobe or LeBron. It's like you would never enjoy work. Like, unless you're willing to put in the same work, which obviously of those 5%, 0.03% of people are willing to do, like, you would drive yourself crazy. Or like, oh my gosh, I wish I was like Steph Curry. I wish I was on Golden State. I wish I could win all these rings. Like, I wish I played with Michael Jordan. Like, you would never appreciate the work that you've done, and you would probably lose your passion.
So that's an interesting point, losing passion. But now let's put like Grace into perspective, right? To play devil's advocate, right? She is now a new
it's like her hair.
No. Wow. She said ass.
Two-tone.
I feel like there should be like a little game at this point, like $1 in the jar, a little bell or something.
We should have an arrow every time we say ass to get switched back and forth. Whatever it lands on, one of us got to do it. But I ain't tipping. Hold on. So we're talking about Grace's opening her store, right?
Okay.
So now she needs something to model this business off of, right? Is she now wrong for comparing where she wants to be or what she wants to have to what already is?
There's a difference between comparing and modeling. Like, if you, like, you're not going to reinvent the wheel, right? Like, if you see something that's working, you can adopt that philosophy. But to compare it to the originator, if the originator did it better, you'll drive yourself crazy. Unless you're a competitive person who you just got that dog in you and it's like, nah, you know what? Nobody's going to outwork me. No one's going to do this better. And I'm going to see to it. I'm going to live, breathe, and die on that hill. Yeah, by all means. But I guess, like, I don't know. There's more to life, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think you should. I don't think you should compare yourself to that. Now, you can steal people's model. I steal people's language all the time. Like, if somebody says something that sounds cool or sounds good, I'm definitely taking that. I'm putting my swag on it. I'm the captain now.
See, if anything, I don't want to say I don't. Of course, during this journey, I don't want to say I've compared. Obviously, I've browsed other. You know what? Nah. Personally, I did not look at Connecticut businesses because all the Connecticut in the sense.
No, I'm not saying a bad thing. That's interesting.
But honestly, in the sense that a lot of the people in Connecticut for the beauty business world, I don't want to say I don't like it, but I'm so much more different. They're very cookie cutter, very not me. So at the end of the day, for me, I just personally think, what do I want as a website? What do I want to see? Or what do I like when I go shopping on Savage Fenty? What do I like when I go shopping on other people's small businesses? Or at the end of the day, like, what do I like in that sense? So I incorporated those type of small things when it came to, I did my own website, and literally I have my friends messaging me like, Grace, who did your web? Me.
God did.
Me.
Grace did.
Grace did, literally. So at the end of the day, like, I did it from the sense of, I don't want to say comparison, but kind of thinking about what I would like and, like you said, modifying it. So instead of comparing or modeling,
you
modified. I don't know the word to kind of like play with it.
Yeah, you modeled it based on your perspective. It's like this: if you went to a salon, this is what you would want to see, and you're like, I'm gonna bring this to life.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you got to think about what you want as professionally. I remember when I was in aesthetic school, like, you want to list all your type of products, you want to list all these type of things, you want full transparency and everything along those lines. So you want to make sure that everything is good. So that's one of the things that I did for my website in the sense of execution for that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Spencer brought something up that caught my attention, and he said you're gonna end up losing your joy. Passion. Right? You're gonna end up losing your passion when you try to compare yourself to others, right?
Yeah.
And that brings me to the thought of burnout. You know what I mean? Because five people in this room, but you know, us three different entrepreneurs that do three different things, right? And you know, it's like grind, but it's also, you run the risk of working so much that you get burnt out, or you work so much, you experience so many losses that you don't enjoy it, or you get lost and it's, damn, am I still passionate about this? You know what I mean? So like, how do you prevent burnout while trying to obtain the success?
Self-care. You got to give yourself that time to step back. If you don't prioritize yourself at the end of the day, and that's one thing I will say, because honestly, if I was to be in the same position I was this time last year, I would have been burnt out. I was seeing 400 people a month at 400 people a month.
Working for somebody else,
making $9 an hour, literally bringing all this money in for somebody that I couldn't even go to my grandparents' funeral. So it's like, yeah.
Damn.
But at the end of the day, whatever. So in my head, it's like, that's burnout. And I realized, no, girl, you got to prioritize your own health. You got to prioritize your family. And once I started making those, I don't want to say sacrifices, but once I started making those changes, everything kind of just started coming into this into
his
new way, because I started taking care of me and realizing, all right, no, girl, you're sick, take that few days off. It's okay for you to take a few days off. When this time last year, if I was to call out because I'm sick, I was at risk for losing a shift. And then that means I'm losing money. And then that means stress. And no. So you got to really think about what you want and your end goal. And we only have one body. You got to take care of yourself.
Damn. So I want to tell all our male listeners and Jacob, y'all need to get some good women in your lives, because men don't know self-care. Men know, I pick things up.
That's you, Ray.
Huh?
That's you, Ray.
I'm a man. Last time I checked, he, him,
sure.
nigga. He, him. Sorry.
I was just about to say, I feel like I'm sitting in between husband and wife for a second.
Rep my pronouns. Yo, it's so funny because it's funny because sometimes we'll go back and forth in the group text and like, yo, mom and dad are fighting. But no, so like,
mom.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. Don't do it.
If we weren't on camera,
you're gonna be making more work for Brian. Don't do it.
Yeah, we gotta cut that out.
Shout out my guy Brian. Yo, if anybody ever needs videography work or any of that cute shit, holla at my boy Brian.
Brian, the camera guy. Much. All right.
Brian Bunny.
But yes, to all of our male listeners, you definitely got to prioritize yourself and get a woman in your life who will help you do all these things, because I don't think we're naturally programmed for these things. I think Jacob even said like he understood emotional maturity at like 25, when like women like,
what the fuck? 25?
Yeah, it was a very...
I'm so sorry to laugh.
How you gonna laugh at my man's revelation?
I'm so sorry.
I thought this was a safe space.
No, listen, it is. But at the same time, I remember...
What the fuck was you doing for the first 20 years? Like, fucking idiot.
I remember growing up, some teacher said, she was like, women will always mature faster than men. And
supposedly that's science.
I mean, obviously, it kind of is.
My boy said I'm the sexiest.
Next month.
Oh, my bad. No, so oh jeez. Yeah, I say all that to say no. I used to. I think there is something important behind burnout. I've said this before, and I will still stand on that hill that burnout is good for you because you understand what your limits are, but you understood what your limits are because you were working like a dog for somebody else, right?
I wasn't burnt out on my own. I was burning myself out for somebody else.
Someone else. So now you have the revelation like, wait, this is what I'm capable of. I can do this.
I'd rather burn myself out for me.
For myself, right? So there's importance behind that, but also self-care is important, and yes, I am learning this firsthand. That's why I say get y'all a woman in your life who could teach you some things.
Are you saying you have a woman in your life that's teaching you things?
I'm saying that all men should have a woman in their life that could teach them some things, because there's power in having a partner piece that could point out things that you may not see in yourself. And maybe you don't need a woman. Maybe you like men, maybe you like animals, maybe you like pans. We don't need to cut that out, do we? Brian looked at me crazy. But yeah, self-care is very important. I say all that to say.
So
Our executive director's looking at us like, these niggas.
that nigga. So if you guys had to pick 3 basic principles to, I don't want to say guarantee, assist with obtaining success, what would your 3 principles be?
To help with getting my success?
To obtain success. If you're giving advice, if you are thinking back at your journey that help you get to where you are, what are 3 principles, 3 words, 3 ways of life that helped you obtain success?
Well, I definitely know passion's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer can take over for the other 2 as I think about them.
Yeah, right. Principles. You have to know your why, which I think is synonymous with passion. Because understanding why you're doing something and the bigger picture behind it is important, and you should remind yourself that. Like, some people it's family, some people it's themselves, some people it's money. Very few people it's money. But so passion, your why. Another principle. Gratitude comes to mind, because I am, like, I was talking about all the failures and how I hate it, but I genuinely feel good when I come across people like Grace, who's like, I can genuinely help you and like point you in the right direction. I can crunch all these numbers for you, and like, because for me it's second nature, but again, for you it's just like, bruh, numbers, huh? Like, I think we had a conversation about like, yo, so like, how much does every ounce of wax cost you for your service? And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, shawty.
Literally, that was, and even then, still, when I tell my clients that I had to do that, they're like, you had to do what? And I explained that to another waxer. I was like, oh yeah, you need to take 1 wax, measure 1 wax, put it on the weight scale, take the tear of the. They're like, Grace,
Out here.
what? Coke. Yeah, he was the one that explained that to me.
But are you better for it?
Yeah.
So, because it's one of the things, like, you have to like analyze your business down to like the nth degree. So yeah, if you know every person I put some wax on cost me X amount of dollars, like, you know how much you could charge them and still be profitable while renting the space. Because I feel like people, employees in particular, they don't realize how much it costs to be the boss, bro. And it's like,
Okay, Rick Raw.
gang, gang.
So I think one principle that I stick with is
Mr. Feeney. Sorry.
discipline. So when I was doing martial arts with my dad growing up, they used to say discipline and self-respect, and there was a third one, but discipline always stuck with me. And the quote that I was trying to say earlier is, commitment is staying true to what you said you would do long after the mood that you said it in has left.
That part.
So the discipline to know, like, when I was playing soccer, working out sometimes 3 times a day, waking up at 5 a.m, working out. Yes, I used to work out 3 times.
3 times a day.
I would
soccer.
I would wake up, do like soccer in the morning, cardio midday, and then either soccer in the evening or weights in the evening. Not every day, but because think about it, like an hour of just soccer going through the cones, an hour of just cardio, right? And we're talking warm up, cool down, stretching, couple exercises, an hour of weightlifting. If I did that all in one shot, that's 3 hours straight. That's not a good workout.
No.
So, right. There were times that I would break it up, but like the discipline and commitment to myself and my goals, knowing like, all right, bro, we got to get this shit done. You know what I'm saying? So when I think a principle of obtaining success, for me, it's discipline or commitment. I think those two go hand in hand.
I like that. Yeah. Discipline is harder than the definition.
They said if you can be disciplined in what you eat, you can be disciplined with anything.
Yeah, I believe it.
Bro, every Friday in my school, there's at least 7 party pizzas. And I'm just like, bruh, you know how hard it is to not go to 7 different classrooms and get one slice?
So I guess, I mean, because you also have to give yourself grace, but discipline is important. So it's like, do you just make Fridays your cheat day and you settle for pizza? Or do you just say, fuck this pizza and make your own food?
See, I don't have enough discipline anymore, because what if I want a pizza on Sunday?
So
What'd
make
you
Sunday
do?
your cheat day.
But you just said make Friday my cheat day.
Well, figure out what day your
do
cheat.
something to reward
But that's
yourself
my-
as that pizza.
That's my point. What if I want pizza twice in 1 week?
Give something,
Cauliflower pizza.
Fuck that.
You gotta
Cauliflower.
reward yourself as somehow. That's how I see it. Self-care.
I guess, yeah, how can you be disciplined and reward yourself? Like, what does that look like? There's a balance to be had.
It's a balance. Honestly, if you say, for example, if you finish your whole entire week, then maybe you can give yourself that little splurge, and then that can help with your mental health, and then that gives you the kick to kind of keep going for the rest of whatever you need to continue for.
You just made me think of a question, right? This is for both of y'all. Are you more motivated by the carrot or the stick?
Stick. Sorry, it was just.
Shout out Dreamville.
I got a new stick. Sorry, the
Yeah, you gotta
carrot or the stick?
Yeah.
What is this stick a metaphor for?
Well, okay, actually, man, I feel like at the end of the day, the carrot is supposed to be the treat, but wouldn't you want the stick so you can get the whole thing?
Whoa.
know.
So the carrot or the stick, my interpretation of this is that you either are motivated by getting something delightful as a reward, or you are motivated by not failing. Like, not getting your ass whooped. Like, yo, do this or I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, or do this and you get a cupcake at the end. I don't know.
I want the cupcake. Whichever one of those two gives me cupcakes, that's what I. You lost when we started talking about sticks and carrots.
Yeah.
So
You've never
Chips and
heard that
letters.
saying before?
That
No,
was the
nigga.
first time.
I'm glad.
That you've heard that? Am I the only one in this room who's heard that?
I think you're the only one.
I think you're misunderstanding the quote.
Me?
I think so.
Wait.
Are
give
you
me
like envisioning like almost like a fishing rod?
This carrot is connected to the carrot.
Yeah, I'm like picturing somebody like dangling.
It's for horses, right? So horses, you either give them a carrot to run faster or you hit them.
Oh,
Bro, all right, we're gonna.
I did not-
we're
I
gonna
was-
wrap up because I was thinking about carrots in the ground.
I was thinking about like Twinkie, like you're trying
Have
to
you heard
tease
this before?
somebody.
I've heard it. I
I
just never.
thought about it as someone that has a stick and they tie a string on one end.
Thank
and
you.
on the other end they're holding a carrot. So it's almost like, are you motivated by the fact that someone's like daunting you?
Yeah.
Or like, are you motivated by the treat? So that's why I was thinking of like, are you motivated by people who are like
Who?
showing like flashy things to be like, ooh, I want to be just like that and better? Or are you just motivated by the reward of like just a success in general of whatever that success is?
See, now we sound like just two niggas with mics.
Nah, I can't believe y'all never heard this. This is a very popular
You didn't
saying.
even say it right.
Yes, I did. Are you motivated by the carrot or the stick? You know what? My bad for assuming. I assumed y'all niggas would have knew what I was talking about.
So, on the How'd I Get Here podcast, we grow carrots. With all that being said, we've been chopping it up about an hour. Let's get to our conclusion. This was great. Grace, you are amazing. Guys, get your booty holes waxed.
Guys and gals.
Whoever.
Guys and
Yeah,
gals.
Don't talk
and
to me.
everybody in between, whatever
So-
it may be.
Here, ooh, she said whatever in between it may be.
Listen,
I have a question off
2023.
air.
Yeah. All right. So here at the How'd I Get Here podcast, we give our guests a 15 seconds of fame. You could talk about anything we talked about. You could drop your plugs. Whatever it is, you could look at that camera, and talk your shit. Excuse me. And then we're going to go down the line and finish with me.
Well, I definitely want to start off by saying thank you guys for having me. It's honestly, like I said, you guys helped me cross something off my bucket list today. Very, very much. Like, I just can't even say thank you enough. Like, I'm blessed for that. If anybody ever needs any type of beauty services, like I said, I'll see you when I see you. Come see me on New Body. I'm opening up in Hartford. I cannot wait to service the whole, like, state of Connecticut and be a reason why people want to come to Hartford. So, thank you guys.
I love that. Not just Parkville Market.
Listen, it's for Grace too.
Yes. Grace, we definitely appreciate you coming. Little context, this was extremely last minute. We had someone who was supposed to show up who canceled on us last minute. Side note, that's wild disrespectful, yo. Like, you need to stick to your word. When you say you're gonna do something, do it, or just give a timely No, like
No, you got to give 24-hour notice.
yeah, something like damn. We got things to do too. So Grace, we appreciate you for showing up.
Listen. At the end of the day, their cancellation gave me my spot on the show. So thank you.
That part.
Granted.
That part.
Even though it might be fuck you, it's thank you. I'm just kidding.
It's never fuck you.
I'm just kidding.
It's see you later.
Oh,
Alligator.
you're right.
So my 15 seconds, the same as last week, y'all. May 11th.
May 11th.
May 11th.
May 11th.
From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Come out, have a great time. This is our third live podcast. Y'all been hounding us. I know we took a little bit longer than anticipated. Jacob's been on all of our asses to get this going. So we found a dope new location. We're going to have a bar. We're going to have some treats. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have a dope conversation, a nice networking event for y'all to mingle. Find a dope person in the room that you can do business with and they can do business with you. Come out. Find yourself a little dang, bring home. That's what we're here for. In my 15 seconds, is operate from a place of happy. That's it.
Nigga said I'm taking 75 seconds.
I had a lot on my mind.
Grace, thank you. I mean, we already went over that, but this was dope. Creative Campus, thank you guys. My 15 seconds of fame is short, simple. Stay true to your word and stay true to you. It's that simple. Guys, thank you for tuning in to us. This is the best fucking podcast CT, and it's gonna wrap because we clean booty holes and all that good shit. And check us out on May 11th because that's a wrap.
I ain't never cleaned a booty hole in my life other than my own. I ain't got no kids yet.
Listen, it is what it is.
So how many booty holes have you cleaned so far in business?
Yo, she said.